shot to make sure you're all in it. Yeah. Happy Daddy.
Ready?
Yes.
Hi everyone, my name is Michael Smith and I'm the Director of Information Systems here at Salem Wealth Advisors. Today I'm going to have you go through a presentation with me on how to give an effective demonstration. Now, my background with training, I've had about 8 years with Young Brands, and one of the most exciting things about my life and me showing you a demonstration here in front of my wife and my beautiful 5-month-old baby girl, I'm going to show you how to make a sandwich at the end of this. So not only are we going to review demonstrations and how to give an effective one today, but you're going to get a little bit of fun out of it. Just go along with me. So our agenda today, we're going to talk about the benefits of demonstrations. So there's plenty of those that we'll discuss. When you want to use and when you do not want to use a demonstration. There's going to be lots of use cases and also some where you're not going to want to do that method. Advantages and disadvantages of giving demonstrations. And then we're going to, of course, do our demo, and then we'll have a little bit of questions and answers. So if you have any questions at all, let me know. You might have heard the saying, give a man a fish and feed him for a day. Show him how to catch a fish and feed him for a life. Really powerful saying. I know I've heard quite a few times in my life, and one of the things about giving a demonstration is allowing your end users to actually take what the step-by-step steps, if you will, of how to actually make a final product. So they should be able to do everything from point A to point B, and take that home and do with them on a daily basis. It's not something that you want to have very cumbersome task. You don't want to build an engine, for instance, in a truck. You want to be something more granular, something that they can actually take away with. And by giving a demonstration, I really like that quote because it kind of puts it in perspective. When other reasons on when you might want to use a demonstration are, of course, when it's a skill that you can easily demonstrate. We talked about that, but really when the audience is going to get something out of it. So again, going back to the whole engine part, you might want to make sure you're gearing your training, your demonstration toward your end users out there. So if it's software engineers, they might care about the coding, but HR people probably won't. So reasons why you should not use a demonstration when something that's boring. So again, know your audience and gear your demonstration, or whether you have a demonstration, toward them, and whether they'll be receptive of your topic. If there are any kind of time or financial constraints, a lot of people will use webinars, kind of like what we're doing here today with this video, to deliver the same sort of recording or demonstration for that matter, over and over and over, without having someone go on site and having to pay for all the bills that are associated with that. So that happens a lot. If you think like in the sales industry, or when the steps are too complex, you want, again, people to get something out of it. So advantages and disadvantages of the demonstration. Your pros, you have a great facilitation method for visual and hands-on learners. I know textbooks for me and for a lot of people out there are not something that I get as much out of than if I actually have my hands on something. So definitely a big pro there. It develops audience interest, so there's not as much of that fatigue level. Of course, they're interactive. They know they're going to get something out of it, especially if you have a live demonstration at the end. And then it motivates them for their participation. Cons include, it can only be used for subjects that are skill-based. So, for example, I couldn't show you a demonstration on what happened in the 1960s, because that's an event in time, and Demonstration isn't necessarily something that you would use for that. It's also something that takes a lot of time and effort to put on. You have to go through the logistics with booking a room, a facility, and understanding your subject matter and how you're going to facilitate your demonstration. It's a lot of logistical issues, and if it's something that you're doing over and over and over, it might be something that you would want to find another learning method for. And it's also, again, not easily repeatable. So those are some disadvantages. Now, as we go through demonstration, let's kind of go through step by step. Why are you giving this demonstration? That's something that you want to explain to your audience, and what you want to very clearly explain to them what they're going to get out of it. So, what is the purpose of this demonstration? Introduce yourself, of course, and what the topic and that purpose is. And then tell the audience what they're going to get out of it. What's in it for me? Let them know what that is, so they know right at the start. How? What are the main points and steps? And a saying that I like to use, I got from a high school Spanish teacher of mine, is KISS, KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. If I ever am going a little too long into a topic, or just going way down the rabbit hole, I know, okay, let's reel it in a little. Keep it simple, stupid. So make it something that audiences can take away, something tangible, and keeping it simple will help. Of course, you want to show the finished product and then give a summary of what you did in order to get there. So that's a step-by-step process of how we give a demonstration. And then there are a few other things too that you want to consider. Presenting the material in a logical order. You don't want to confuse the audience. Verbalize and visualize your steps. So communicate and show, with your hands, with your eyes, what exactly it is that you are doing to get that finished product. Plan your appearance. So that goes into the logistics of your hall. Are you doing it in the kitchen like we are, or are you in an auditorium, or just a meeting room? So plan your appearance from that perspective, but also how you dress. Make sure you dress appropriately. Don't wear jeans and tennis shoes to a meeting where it's executives in suit and ties. You also want to use audience appropriate icebreakers where applicable. So if there's some kind of tangible thing you want to get out of the end of your meeting, that's something that you definitely want to keep in mind. And you are there any time or financial considerations? We talked about that. And then practice. Always practice, because practice makes perfect. The more you practice, the more fluid that your demonstration will come out, and the audience will they will generally take better to something that is explained in a very thorough and manner that they know that hey this guy knows what he's talking about. He knows what he's doing, so I'm gonna listen to him. So that being said, I'm going to show you in a demonstration process how to make a sandwich. So, and we're going to do it air fryer method. So we're going to start out with plate.
I'm sorry.
Poor baby girl.
Someone's fighting sleep. And when we put her down, she just screams a little louder. Say hi, everybody. I need to take a nap.
So I think she could eat a little. Mommy could probably eat a little too. Go ahead and feed you, huh? So we're going to go ahead and start with the bun. In this case, we're going to use Hawaiian bun because we want to make a really, really yummy sandwich. I think it's lunchtime, and that's the purpose. That's that's the why. We're getting hungry. So the why is that. The how, well, we're going to come prepared. Always come prepared. So we have, of course, our bread. We have our cheese. Gotta have lettuce, and then gotta have the meat. Yes, and so that's our how, and then actually going through the steps to make a sandwich. We're gonna get our bread out. I've already cut this piece right here. add a little bit of meat. I like turkey, so I'll just add a little bit right on top of each other. Now I feel like I should be, what's her name, Paula Deen on the Food Network. I kind of feel like that's what I'm doing right now, but I like cheese on my sandwiches, so we're using Hawaiian rolls, so I'm going to break it up a little bit more than usual, and then just add that on top. Excuse me.
Hey girl, can you watch Dad? Can you watch Daddy? Look at Daddy's doing such a good job.
And then we're going to add some lettuce because you need that crunch on your sandwich. And you see we started by putting the bread on first, and then the proteins, our ham in this case. Of course, I missed this slice, this slide right here. So our objective, I told you, to make the yummiest sandwich this side of the Mississippi. And then our step one, we prepared. We gathered our materials, which I showed you. We had the grain, protein, and the fruits and veggies. And then assembling our masterpiece, which is what we are in the process of doing right now. We put the grain on the bottom, and then we added our protein, and then our fruits and veggies, in this case lettuce. And we're not going to add any spreads because, well, we just, that's not what we want. Now, my special little treat is to add this into the air fryer. So if I do that, the end result becomes this beautiful, crispy, cheesy ham and turkey and cheese sandwich. Now, of course, the lettuce, I might have did one of those little time travel tricks on you, but yeah, the lettuce is on here as well. So that is us assembling our sandwich and then me showing you the final product. So this is what that is, and I'm just going to enjoy it because why not, right? So in this case, I would eat it, and then I would ask the audience if they had any questions. So that means that any
Looks
questions?
yummy.
Indeed. I have a sandwich for you if you like.
Absolutely. Can I try it?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. And that